Hi YouTube, it's Marcia here. I just wanted to check in and give an update on my IC and how I've been feeling, which isn't the best, but I'm getting through it. I think I'm getting stronger and learning how to cope with interstitial cystitis, and emotionally I feel like I'm doing better. Physically, I definitely still have the symptoms. I still have the frequent urination, the pressure and pain when I use the restroom. I don't think that will ever go away. I really don't. But the IC diet really helps me. I stay away from spicy foods. I stay away from anything acidic, because you know whatever you eat basically has to filter out through your bladder, and those things can definitely irritate the lining of your bladder. So I found that following the IC diet really does help, and I've put on a few pounds actually, which is good, because I lost like 35 pounds all I was eating. After I first got diagnosed with IC, like all I was eating was honeydew, because I was so scared to put anything into my body, because I just had so much pain, so much abdominal pain, so much bladder pain, and sorry to be TMI, but so much vaginal pain. Like, I was desperate. I was so desperate to feel better. I thought that if I only ate, a few select things that had, only healthy ingredients, that I would feel better. And I ultimately made myself feel worse because I wasn't getting the proper nutrients I needed. And so it just made things worse. So I've learned to be really careful with my body and pay close attention to what I put into my body. And, it helps physically and mentally, so you got to be careful of that for sure. If you have IC, please make sure that you follow the IC diet, because it really will help. I still struggle with frequent urination, which is so annoying and so painful and so frustrating, and literally it interferes with my life in so many different ways. Like, even taking my kids to school, like, I have to make sure that I empty my bladder, right before I walk out the door. And, my kids' school is about 15 minutes away. Sometimes it's like I have to stop and use the bathroom on the way to drop them off, and then on the way back home again, or I'm holding it. And, when you have interstitial cystitis and you're holding your bladder, it can create even more pain and discomfort. So it's really terrible. But I'm dealing with it. I'm coping with it. I'm trying my very best to stay positive, to keep pushing forward. Yeah. I saw somebody commenting about, coconut milk and, like coconut oil. And so I was wondering if there's anybody out there watching this that has tried that, and if it's, helped you. If it has helped you, please comment down below and let me know, any advice or any tips that you might have. Anything that you can tell me, not just, coconut therapy, but anything that you've found to help you, because I'm so desperate. I just want to feel better. I really do. I just want to feel better. The pain doesn't stop. It doesn't go away. And I try my very hardest to not let it be in the forefront of my mind and of my focus. I try and push it to the back as much as possible, but it's hard. It's a struggle. It takes practice. It takes lots of practice. When I got diagnosed, it was January 2016, January 23rd, 2016, and I was diagnosed with interstitial cystitis. And, getting diagnosed with it, I went on such a downward spiral emotionally, because, and even just talking about it, it's hard, because there's no cure for IC, There's nothing I can do to make it go away. And that's a very powerless feeling. But through therapy and through meditation, I've found that I do have power over how I cope with it. And that has honestly been life-saving. Like, meditation has honestly saved my life. Because when I'm in a flare and when I have a lot of pain, that alone is terrible. But the anxiety that comes with that, if anybody out there watching this has IC, then you know the anxiety that comes with having a flare, because it's a scary feeling, because you can't control it, you can't make it go away, and so it just creates all of this fear and anxiety, like I said, and it can be overwhelming. And when I meditate, I can just leave my body and I go to my safe place. and that really helps me. You know, it really, really does. I am hopeful that they will find a cure for interstitial cystitis. I pray for that all the time. I think about it all the time. I worry that my children are gonna get IC, you know, that they're genetically predisposed to it because I have it. I just pray that doesn't happen. Like I said, you know, you can't control these things. I just pray that that doesn't happen to them. But I do try and set a really good example for my children. I really do. I try to stay positive, and, you know, I communicate how I'm feeling with them. I let them know, you know, mommy's not feeling good. You know, mommy has to go potty a lot, and it makes mommy, you know, frustrated, and, you know, it hurts, and so you might see mommy sad, but it's not because of anything you did, you know. I'm going to be okay. And I try to explain to my children, you know, the fact of life is that we're all going to get sick, you know, eventually, sooner or later, something is going to happen to us. And all that we can do, we can't control that, you know, you cannot control that. All you can do is control how you cope with that. And that's such a powerful tool. So that's probably... I'm grateful for that. I'm really grateful for that I found meditation and that I have the power of mind in that aspect. Because my old videos, you know, from a year ago, I was like in the emergency room, connected to IVs, crying, you know, unable to cope with how I was feeling. And now, a year later, you know, almost a year and a half later, like I'm doing a lot better emotionally. So sometimes the anxiety can be worse than the actual physical pain. So you got to be careful with that. I do little things like I garden. I enjoy gardening. Nothing like, I can't do a lot of heavy lifting, or I can't do like hard labor, but I really enjoy gardening. I enjoy being outside, like in nature, in my backyard. We have some really beautiful avocado trees, and sometimes I'll just, you know, lay down and look up at the leaves and try to find the little things that find me joy. Color, spend time with my kids. Just little things, you know? You got to find the little things that bring you joy to help you get through having a chronic illness like this, because it can really get the best of you. And you know, I'm only 40 years old, and hopefully I'm going to live, you know, a long, long life. And I want to have a quality of life. That's really important to me. So yeah, I'm doing better. I'm doing better. I'm just coming out of a flare. I don't know what set me into the flare. Like, even moving, I have to be careful on, like, how I lay. Those of you with IC know what I mean. You have to position your weight just right, you know? So, what was I saying? I was saying something. Oh, I forgot what I was saying, but, I don't know why I just blanked out, but, anyways, I just wanted to do a video and let you guys know, that I'm feeling a little bit better, and I appreciate the support. Those of you that left me comments and support, like, I really appreciate that. Reading those comments, you know, made me feel like I wasn't alone. It made me feel so much better. And so just a huge thank you to those of you that support me and offered those kind words. Like, it really, really, it really helped me. So I appreciate that. Yeah, so I wanted to ask if there's anybody out there who's tried something, anything besides, like, you know, Veslicare, all the typical medicines that they prescribe, amitriptyline. If you've tried something and it's helped you, can you please let me know? I know that there's people that suggested the coconut milk, coconut oil, and honestly, I haven't tried it, but I need to start trying that to see if that helps. But if there's anybody out there that's tried like a new avenue or has any suggestions on what I can do to help me feel better, I would really appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me. And I just want to say that I love you to all of you out there watching this video. If you have interstitial cystitis, you are not alone. You are not alone, and there are others out there that feel your pain, that understand the pain, that understand the emotional anxiety and depression that goes along with it. Like, you are not alone, you know. I just want to say that I love you, and I'll check in soon. I'll check it. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I'm just now coming out of a flare. I was in a flare, the worst flare, for like 3 weeks. And it was debilitating. Debilitating. Like, nothing took the pain away. And I didn't go to the emergency room. Yay, me! I didn't go to the emergency room. I stuck it out. But yeah, I was literally like laying on the couch, laying in bed, like just in pain. I couldn't find a comfortable position to lay in, to sit in. Like, the heating pad wasn't working. Nothing was working. And thankfully, like, I'm finally coming out of it. And you know, when you come out of a flare, like, if you have IC, then you know that when you're coming out of a flare, you feel like a whole new person, because you don't have as much pain. You feel lighter. You feel, you know, your symptoms are less, and it just feels so good. So I'm kind of like in that euphoric state right now, where today is day 2 of not having as much pain. Like, I always have pain, but it's not like rocking my world. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for that, you know. I'm grateful for that. Like, the days that I feel good, I embrace them, and I just am so grateful. Like, I live in Los Angeles, and it's May, I think, 30th? Today's May 30th, 2017, and it was cloudy, and I love the rainy weather. So I was just like, I had the curtains open, and I was looking at the clouds, and I just felt so good. And I got some housework done. I did some laundry, and I have to be careful not to overdo it, though, because you know, when I am feeling better, I tend to like overexert myself, and then that, you know, exhausts me and kind of sets me back a little bit. But I don't know if anybody out there like can understand that. Like, when you're feeling a little bit better, you just like want to hurry and get like everything done. You want to, you know, do everything you possibly can, like, but you can't. You have to pace yourself. So I'm trying to pace myself. I got to keep that in mind. But, yeah, so if there's anybody out there, like I said, that has any suggestions or any ideas on how I can help cure my IC or help my symptoms, please let me know. I'd really appreciate it. And so, yeah, I'll check in soon and give another update on how I'm feeling. And until then, I hope everybody out there that has IC, I hope you're doing okay, and my thoughts are with you. Okay. Thank you for listening.